The galaxy is a horrible, horrible place, filled with anguish, depression and despair from end to end. Darkened skies with not the faintest glimmer of hope. Entire worlds blind and deaf to anything but constant torment. Worlds upon worlds with no culture, no knowledge except eternal toil, slavery and subjugation. Such is the life in the galaxy ruled by the Nemesis. Who and what they are, we don't know. We don't even know if that knowledge was simply forgotten in the long millennia, as the Nemesis ruled us, or if the Nemesis were always as unknown to us, as they are now. They ruled almost every populated world in the galaxy. Those worlds that weren't under their rule were either glassed wastelands or simply hadn't been discovered yet. Many worlds were ruined, their cities and sciences and cultures ground to dust and served only as workers, digging, moving, building, whatever the Nemesis directed them to. Some worlds were allowed to keep their technology, even advance their sciences. But they were kept under the closest of watch, with colossal Nemesis starships hovering above their worlds forever, ready to obliterate all life in seconds, with no warning. Their purpose for such things was unknown to us. The Nemesis did not elaborate, did not seek approval, and did not offer help or guidance. In all things, they simply demanded and directed and expected instantaneous, unwavering response. Only decades ago, a blink of an eye in galactic terms, the Nemesis discovered Earth, homeworld of humanity. They were primitive by galactic terms, had barely even broken the atom. And faster than light propulsion was to them, mostly a matter of science fiction. Only most recently did their higher mathematics provide some hint of the possibility of such a thing actually existing. For their own reasons, the Nemesis saw the humans of some use and did to Earth as they have done to countless others for countless eons. Those of us who were allowed to keep our civilizations call it the shattering. A planet is assaulted from orbit with powerful directed energy weapons and kinetic bombardment. Industry centers are destroyed, such primitive technology is useless to the Nemesis. Centers of governments are vaporized, such societal structures are an annoyance to the Nemesis. Food, water and power are poisoned and destroyed, as the Nemesis demand dependence from their slaves. Then the Nemesis land their personnel and war machines. Whenever resistance is encountered, it is obliterated and exemplified. The Nemesis transported humans in droves, of all ages, of all genders and races and creeds. Such things were irrelevant to the Nemesis. To the mines, to the fabricators, to wherever the Nemesis desired them. The subjugation of Earth took 4 days. The humans were ripped from their homeworld and became an integral part of our eternal misery, roiling along with thousands of other species from across the galaxy in the unending, perfected torment of everyday life. Every now and then, we would see a human at a rare and treasured moment of respite. They would often be holding a strange rectangle in their hands, wide on the inside, with black lines across. We would later find out this to be the few artifacts humans had rescued from their world, called books. Humans would pass them amongst each other, keeping some part of their culture still alive. But as the years went on and on, as humans became accustomed to their new place in the galaxy, we began to see things that had never happened before. Replacement parts were found defective, resulting in malfunctions of Nemesis technology. Work was delayed by broken and inefficient fabricators. Starships, even whole fleets exited from faster-than-light travel at the wrong coordinates. Power distribution networks across planets and starbases faltered and failed. And even once in a while, one of the Nemesis themselves was found murdered. Such a thing was an abomination to the Nemesis. They could not understand it. And what the Nemesis could not understand frightened the rest of us. For uncountable years, as miserable as they were, most of the galaxy relied on the Nemesis to exist and demand of them, as there was simply no purpose in life other than that. They could not understand how such a thing could happen. It was not until decades later that the Nemesis understood. The greatest tools of the Nemesis are starships called by my people, Gozrua. They are dead planets, ripped from orbit and reassembled according to the needs of the Nemesis. In the heart of a system used as the single greatest trading point by those of us allowed to keep our technologies, there were 2 Gozrua always present. One day, they approached each other and opened fire. Their own energy weapons with output measured in hundreds of terawatts cleaved through their shields and hulls, spewing debris which still expands today, until they were nothing more than dead husks floating through space. Once the Nemesis had set foot on their ruins, they found their command centers littered with the bodies of their own kind, and in their place found humans instead. The decision of the Nemesis was instantaneous and total. All humans were destroyed, their bodies disintegrated, their planet glassed and poisoned for all time. But we could see something that the Nemesis could not, as they could not understand what the humans were doing until they had done it almost fatally. So they could not understand what the humans had done to us. It would seem that if anything had survived the shattering of humanity, it was their ability to learn and in turn, to teach others. And what they had taught us was that the Nemesis could be defeated. For the first time in eons, we dared. We scoured in secret what remained of their broken world and brought back books. Strange human things, mulched dead trees with words printed on them, inscribed with anything from the most innocent children's songs to the vilest pornography, to manuals of war. These manuals we took and studied, and as we forged tactics against our Nemesis, we realized that even though humans were gone forever, their books had cracked open the gates of hell. And all the fire and rage and merciless deviousness from hell will be tempered by our alien hands, and we will strike the Nemesis down. And until the day the Nemesis is obliterated, our battle cry will always be one word, and one word only: humanity. Author's name and the link to original text is in the description. Consider tapping the thumbs up and pressing the subscribe button if you enjoyed this video.